You will always find historians with biased opinions against the Bible. Say hello to Dan McKellen.
Do we have more evidence for the life of Jesus Christ than we do for the lives of folks like Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great? And the answer is of course not. That's absolutely ludicrous. Now, when it comes to historical accounts and later literary and legendary accounts, we have that for Julius Caesar and for Alexander the Great. But we also have historical accounts that the overwhelming majority of scholars agree were written by people who knew them, traveled with them, and were assigned the recording of the events of their lives.
No, we don't. Let's start with Alexander the Great. We do have contemporary sources of his conquest written in the Babylonian Chronicles, but do we actually have contemporary writings from the companions of Alexander the Great? No. The original complete writings from Alexander the Great's companions and contemporary historians have not survived to the present day. The primary sources that chronicled his campaigns and life, written by individuals who were present, are entirely lost. The earliest writings we have of that lost literature from Alexander the Great's companions comes from a man known as Diodorus, who lived around 300 years after the death of Alexander the Great. And before someone tries to tell me we actually have the handwriting of Julius Caesar within the manuscripts of his Gallic wars, the earliest copy we have comes more than 800 years after its original. As for the New Testament, we have Codex Sinaiticus, which is a complete Bible coming in only around 300 years after the crucifixion of Jesus. Then we have manuscript P66, which contains the majority of the Gospel of John, generally dated to be around the late 2nd century. That's not to mention manuscript P52, which is a fragment manuscript contained in the Gospel of John chapter 18, generally dated to be between 100 AD and 150 AD. Then we have external evidence from writers such as 1st century Jewish historian Flavius Josephus, who documented the martyrdom of whom he called James, the brother of Jesus. Well, in a recent podcast with New Testament scholar Dr. Mike Licona, his guest being New Testament scholar and historian Dr. Thomas Schmidt gives us this information about Flavius Josephus.
Josephus also knew Ananus II. Ananus II was Josephus's direct commander in the Jewish war. Josephus was a general. He had a commander above him, Ananus II. And Josephus tells us that Ananus II is the individual who executed James, the brother of Jesus. It turns out that Ananus II was the brother-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest. Josephus' commander Ananus was the brother-in-law of the man who put Jesus to death. Ananus II, the commander of Josephus, his sister is married to Caiaphas. He's the brother-in-law.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. All right, gotcha. Wow, this is just remarkable. I mean,
So the direct commander of Flavius Josephus, known as Ananus II, ordered the death of James, the brother of Jesus. And the in-law to Ananus II was Caiaphas, the very same man who ordered the execution of Jesus. Alexander the Great ruled for around 13 years, with 10 of those years being primarily focused on conquering the entire Persian Empire with shields, spears, and a sword. The ministry of Jesus Christ, however, lasted around only 3 years before his documented crucifixion. And still, we find an abundance of early sources attesting to the existence of the biblical Jesus. If you deny the historical evidence for Jesus Christ, you will need to remain consistent and deny almost everything from ancient antiquity. God bless.